This week on GI Customs, we print the glass for the drone. We go through the process of making it clear for the drone. Then we go through assembly so that we get the final look and final assembly for the drone itself, as well as we do some plastic welding with staples. Go through all that and more this week on GI Customs.
Take a seat in the show. It's GI Customs where the cool kids go. We got action figures and a dash of flair. Custom paint jobs that'll make you stare. Toys on the table, colors in the air. 3D dreams printed with care. GI Customs, it's a wild ride. Paint in the past with the future by side.
Happy New Year. Before we get started in this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Still getting quite a few views, which is great, but from non-subscribers. So if you like what you're seeing, if you're continuing to watch it, definitely hit that subscribe button down below. As we get started into this, before we get started into painting, favorite part is painting black plastic black. First, we're going to go into using a plastic welder to attach some of these larger parts. Now I got to keep in mind that I'm shipping this, so I can't attach all of them together, but I am going to permanently attach certain chunks so that, one, it's easier to work with and easier to paint, but also so it's easier to ship and I'm less likely to have issues with things coming apart in shipping. So plastic welder is super easy. The kit I have, which will be linked in the description below, comes with two different tools. One to smooth edges, which I don't really use. I find that to be a little messy most of the time, unless you're doing something a little more organic. But I do use the stapling part. At least that's what I call it. I don't know if that's what they call it. But you can see here, you basically put a plastic staple up into two tubes, or not a plastic staple, a metal staple up into two tubes, and pull the trigger on this little tool, and it sends electricity through it, heats it up. You can push it down into the plastic as soon as you let go of the trigger. It stops being electrified, so it stops the heat. And at that point, it is stuck in the plastic. So you have a metal connection point between the two pieces of plastic, which is really cool. All you have to do is snip off the little ends. Be careful with those because they are very sharp, but makes it easy, attaches it permanently. I suppose you could dig that out somehow, but I've never had to or needed to try, but works really well. So if you want to pick one of those up, definitely check the link down below. Now we get to everyone's favorite part, like I said, painting black plastic black. In case you haven't caught any of my other series or episodes, I do this for a couple different reasons. One, I like the sheen of flat black better than even the matte plastic that I put this in. It does a pretty good job, but I like to knock that down just a little bit. The other side of that is it also helps further paint to attach to the plastic without having to worry about where this black runs or anything like that. So no matter what the print is, you're going to have little bits of layer lines or little bits of seams or anything like that. That paint, when it's wet, is going to run into those seams and spread more than you'd like. Doing a first coat of a matte or any kind of color that kind of covers the plastic color, definitely going to help you help the paint adhere later. So that's why I do that. So enjoy this little part. Don't have too much of it, as I keep promising every video, but I don't want to not show it because it is part of the process, and my goal with these videos is to show as much of the process as I can. You know, I can't show all of it, or they'd be 8 to 10 hour videos. 20 minutes every week, 3 or 4 weeks, narrows it down as much as I can. We're gonna try something a little different this week. I did set up my camera to follow me around here. Got a new little tripod to take care of some of the resin printing. So this I am printing with a translucent red for the glass for the drone. The main glass for the Raven itself will be handled just the same, but this is the glass for the drone. My resin printer in the corner, I have a Saturn 4 Ultra, I believe, 16K. It's one of the bigger ones that still reasonable and manageable. So I just took that out of there. Everything looked good, so dropped a couple of those drone glasses down into the IPA solution to clean it. So that'll clean while I'm cleaning up everything else. This is part of the reason I don't enjoy resin printing outside of clear, just because of the full process and everything of needing to get everything clean after. So it's a spray bottle of IPA. Cleans everything up. IPA breaks down the resin a little bit, so it's easier to clean up. After they're clean and dry, you didn't see the drying portion, that's kind of boring. Throw them in UV to cure them. So these three, I don't think I show the whole thing, but sped this up as much as I could and still have it reasonable. But it'll cure this way, and then I actually do it again, laying them back down on their tops. Really is what I lay them down on, but kind of get some resin or some UV at a different angle to make sure that the resin is cured at all angles as much as I can. Super exciting part, just watching things spin in circles. But again, this is part of resin printing. Every part of it, you got to print it, then you got to wash it, then you got to cure it, and you got to clean everything up. So it's definitely a bigger process than just a regular FDM printing where you're printing plastic parts. But they do come out much better, a lot more detail, so I use them in some small parts. But then definitely, if you want it clear, you gotta do resin, because FDM crystal clear like glass just isn't something that happens. So after everything is cured and the supports are taken off, this is the beginning of the process of making it clear. So you gotta sand all the edges, both sides. I choose, and I don't know if it's the best practice, but I choose to start with, I think it's 1,000 grit sandpaper, or no, 1,200 grit sandpaper, and sand everything. I basically go by sound. When you first start it, you can hear the layer lines a little bit, and it kind of sounds like you're scratching a CD or a record or something. So I go by sound, go until that sound goes away or is almost all gone. And then I go up to 1,500 grit sandpaper, and then to 2,000 after that. So do all of that a few times, both sides of the glass. And then I come in with polishing compound and an abrasive. It's like a polishing sponge, but I think it's set for like 3,000 grit or something like that is what it's listed at. So try to polish it off, see how things are going, and then this time, and I don't show it in the video, you're welcome, I go back and sand again and polish again before I do the final coat of clear coat to bring out shine. So lucky you, I'll sit back and let you watch the rest of this without my commentary. Now we're getting into some finer details on the main front half of the ship. It's not probably half, it's probably the front third or quarter. But just like I did last week on the drone, and I've done in the past on things, I don't like to leave anything a solid color, so I'm going to go over some of these with a dark gray. Do a few more details with some light gray behind the cockpit area. And then I'm also going to do a dry brush of that dark gray, and I'll probably do a silver as well, but I don't think I show that yet in this episode, so you have to stay tuned in next week to get some more and move further back the ship. And to see the front assembled, you have to stay tuned until next week. So I appreciate everyone watching this far. If you've made it this far, fantastic. Thank you so much. Definitely subscribe below, like everything. Leave me a comment. Let me know what you like, what you didn't like. And then all the stuff that I've used in this episode, so the plastic welder, the corded Dremel-ish tool, rotary tool, the buffing compound, anything I can think of that I can link, I'll link in the descriptions below. So if you want to pick any of that up and try this out yourself, good luck to you. It is not the the most fun part of things, doing all that extra work, but hopefully you got a little glimpse into what it takes to make clear glass. I know I skipped on that on the Tomahawk series. If you didn't see that series, go back and watch that for sure. But wanted to make sure that it's in this one. I'll probably do its own episode at some point of just glass, slow down a little bit, go over detail by detail, I suppose. So if you're interested in that, leave a comment on that as well. But have a great new year, and don't forget, tomorrow, January 2nd at 6 p.m., we have got the live giveaway. So 6 p.m. Eastern time on my channel, and I believe it'll be on Facebook. It's the first time I'm doing all this, so hopefully it all functions and works correctly. But I will be giving away several different piles of loot. I showed it in a couple of my past videos, so if you want to see some of it, go back and check those out. But have a great new year. See you later.
Take a seat in the show. It's Gia Customs where the cool kids go.